Staying in Rivers State, this fresh dose of tension is coming just days after the state returned to democratic governance following 6 months of emergency rule. The impeachment threats, claims that the governor has refused to present the 2026 budget are just a few of the issues that have got the residents worried about the state's stability. Our News Central correspondent, Biola Festus, reports.
On December 27, 2025, Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, began a tour of council areas in Rivers State on what he termed an appreciation visit to his allies for supporting his choice candidates during the 2023 general elections. While the embattled governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, was his anointed governorship candidate at the time, Wike said he came back to inform the people that Fubara was a political mistake and told them of a change in plan.
We have made a mistake in this state. We won't kill ourselves, but we'll correct the mistake this time around.
Intriguingly, 2 weeks into Wike's tour, the State House of Assembly reconvened on January 8 ahead of the earlier scheduled date and commenced impeachment proceedings against the governor and his deputy, Ngozi Odu.
Did they report to the leadership of the party at the national? If the state cannot say anything, what about the national? They report before coming up with the impeachment notice, but they should know that they belong to a party. If there's any problem, any crisis, any challenge, they should first of all meet the leadership of the party.
While political watchers in the state have pinpointed Wike as the mastermind behind the renewed political hostilities, stakeholders warned that the state will bear the brunt.
It took the governor long time, years, for him to sacrifice obedience, humility to serve the former governor, which is the FCT minister today. For the FCT minister to find him worthy, trusted to hand over the mandate of Rivers to him, he expected that humility will continue. But for obvious reasons, maybe something must have triggered the reason why this misconception and this conflict is fighting back and the rest. So I will want to advise that the governor should understand the music that his boss used to dance and play it to the boss.
Since the notice of impeachment, Governor Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu have both maintained silence on the matter. However, 4 lawmakers out of the 26 that supported the impeachment motion have backed out.
I therefore speak to the conscience of the governor of Rivers State and her deputy to retrace their steps and govern in line with the Constitution and keep all agreements entered with the supervision of Mr. President.
We hereby state our willingness to look at a political solution rather than an outright removal of the due. We call on our members to also consider this approach. We do not say this as a sign of weakness, but because we have forgiving hearts and as mothers.
Meanwhile, political watchers worry that as the instability lingers, the economic landscape of the state has nosedived significantly.
We should be asking people that have led us for accountability, for them to give account of stewardship, how they have led our states, not project that they have done, but just opposing the income that was generated within that time when they control the states and what is on the ground. It is not until when there is a commensurate link and equity, then you can now say that, okay, you have done very well. Not when somebody had received maybe 5 trillion or 6 trillion, and what is on ground is just some hundreds of billions.
Residents have as well called for restraints on both sides to allow actual governance in the state.
The polity in Rivers State is getting to a boiling point for the 3rd time in 3 years. During the first and second round, both fielding parties, Governor Siminalayi Fubara and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, belonged to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and then came the intervention of President Bola Tinubu. For this third round, which just began, both parties have moved to the All Progressives Congress, APC, the party of the president. Now the question is, will the president intervene for the third time, or will he consider this as insubordination, owing to the fact that he had intervened 2 times in the previous years? Interesting days may be ahead for Rivers politics. From Port Harcourt for News Central, Viola Festus.